Hello, everyone. What are you doing today? Good. See you guys. I'm instructor. My name is Shahera Jannah. A little bit about me is that I have been teaching here since 2020, and compared to other instructors, I would still consider myself as kind of new in the teaching field. I have taught many classes like algebra, pre-calculus, calculus, matrix algebra, stat, all these things. And currently, I did my bachelor from City College as well as master's. My bachelor was on applied math. My master's was on pure math. And currently I'm doing my PhD at Columbia on math education. I have been teaching this class for a long time, and I hate teaching it because I taught it so many times over and over and over. So repeating myself is kind of annoying. But I still will try my best to represent the material as easily as possible. If you can't hear me, you can move to this side. Okay? But if you can, it's fine. One thing about this class is that no cell phone and laptop allowed during class time. Okay? So please close your laptop and your cell phone. We are here only for 1 hour and 50 minutes. So get away from those two things in class. Once you're out, you can use them as much as possible. Okay? Now, we have 11 weeks. In 11 weeks, we have 10 weeks lectures, and the last week will be reviewed and the final exam. In these 10 weeks, we're going to have 5 exams. It's not my policy, okay? Everything in this class and everything about math and Baruch is given by the department. So I'm only here to represent the materials. That's it. I have no control over the grading policy or all the exams or the final exam. I don't make the final exam, department does. So if you have any complaint about anything about this class, I have no control over it. The only thing you can complain is about my teaching style. That's up to me. Besides that, everything else is determined by the department. So I can't do anything. All I can do is make your life easier by giving you less materials, but helpful for the exam. Okay? So when you go to Brightspace, you see our class S3CA. It's 11 weeks. And one good thing about this class is that you're going to have 2 hours every day. Not 2 hours, 1 hour 50, but you can extend it to 2 hours, or you can consider that it's 2 hours. So 2 hours every day. In every day we have 3 days here and 1 day with somewhere with your PLT leaders. If you go to Brightspace, the main thing here is content. You can see right on the top left corner, content. When you go to content, you see all these things. So first thing is the syllabus, and then today's lecture notes here on both PDF version and the Word version. So if you want to use them during class, you can use them. You can use tablet or iPad to write your notes, but definitely no computer to type anything, okay? And I already posted the review sheet. Since I already told you that we are going to have 5 exams in 10 weeks, so can you guess when you are going to have our first exam? 2 weeks from today. So every 2 weeks, you're going to have an exam for 10 weeks, and then the last week, you're going to have the final exam. So I already posted the review sheet for the first exam, and I already posted lecture materials for today's class, and also entire chapter 3, on entire chapter 3. And then all these things are for my math lab and from the department. The things I have from me is these two pre-lecture notes and the review sheet. And on the syllabus, I have my class syllabus. Under the syllabus, there are so everything are all of the things are from the department. The only thing from me is the first one, the syllabus for our class. Click on that syllabus. It will take you to our syllabus. If you want to download, you can download here. Or if you want to click, make it bigger, you can do it here. So let's know about the syllabus first, and then I'll show you our homework site. Okay, so important notes. In order to pass this class, there are two requirements. One is you have to have at least 50% in the final exam, 100%. And once you have 50%, then your average score has to be 60% or above. It used to be 70% or above, but since last semester, they lowered their standards from 73% to 60% to pass this class. And our final exam will be in class here on August 14th. The grading policy final exam is 30%. 5 in-class exam 50%. Your mind math level homework, quizzes, and class attendance altogether 20%. Any question so far? Okay. So at the end of the semester, I'm going to use this table to determine your letter grade. So if you have anything below 60, it's F, no credit. For D, it's one credit. And D is from 60 to 67. If you have above 67, it's 1.3. Still D with the pass, there's 1.3 GPA. And then blah, 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 blah. Our A starts from 93, strictly 93, not 92.9. Okay. For 92.9, they still consider that A minus. Attendance is mandatory. Many of you are taking this class not for the first time, so this class may sound boring to you, but still you have to be here because attendance will be counted toward your grade. You are allowed to be absent for 4 days. You have 4 excused absences, and you can have any excuse for that. After these 4 absences, it doesn't matter what excuses you have, you are not going to be excused anymore. Okay, every absence after 4 absences will be counted. I said 15 minutes, but I actually meant 10 minutes. Don't be late after 10 minutes. Past 10 minutes, I understand probably bus is late or something happened. But after that, you'll be marked as late, and 3 lates count as 1 absence. I forgot to mention that. Yeah. Okay. So 3 lates means 1 absent, and then you have only 4 excused absences. After that, everything will be counted. No laptop or computer during the class time. You can use tablet or iPad to write, but not to cover your faces. Textbook, you don't need to buy the physical textbook. If you have MyMathLab access, it will give you everything. Homework, every section we're going to cover in this class, you're going to have a homework. And your quizzes are sometimes based on 1 section, sometimes based on 2 sections. So you have less quizzes, but more homework. Homework is that many homework, as many sections as we're going to cover in this class. 32 or 42, something like that, I forgot. Sections. Blah, 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 blah. Homework doesn't have any time, and also it has unlimited attempts. Unlimited time, unlimited attempts. So I will request you to complete the homework 100% in every homework. If you have very high score in the homework, then even if your exam scores are lower, you still have a chance of passing this class. But if you in-class score is the exam score is bad as well as your homework and quizzes, there is no way you can pass this class. So you have to have very high score in the homework as well as the quizzes. Quizzes are harder than homework, not content-wise, but time-wise. First of all, quizzes are timed. They are 45 minutes for a few quizzes, 90 minutes for a few, depending on the materials. For harder materials, they give you longer time. For easier materials, they give you 45 minutes. And also, only 2 attempts. After 2 attempts, you cannot take the quizzes anymore. And when you take each attempt, you have to do the entire quiz again, not the questions you got wrong. So basically, you're taking the quiz twice. If you don't like your attempt, the first attempt, you can take it twice. But if you like your first attempt, like if you're 100% the first attempt, you don't have to take the second one. There is no makeup quizzes because you only 2 attempts. The second one is a makeup one. Anything else? No. For exam, we're going to have 5 in-class exam. They are not cumulative. They are based on the materials after each exam. And the departmental final exam is cumulative. So whatever you're going to learn from today's class after the last year class, everything, the exam will be everything based on that. And then this one actually doesn't make sense for us because I already told you that we're going to have exam every 2 weeks. Okay. The exam will be based on the lecture materials, homework, and quizzes. And there will be no makeup exam. We don't have time for makeup exam. Plus, I don't like making them. It's hard. And if you miss 1 exam, you get 0. If you miss 2 exams, you're going to fail the process automatically. So try to be on time during our exam days. They're very important. PLTL, every Wednesday you have your PLTL. Depending on your PLTL leader, you're going to go different rooms and you're going to spend 2 hours with them. In PLTL, do all the questions you don't understand in lectures or you need help with from your homework. Just don't tell them it's from the homework. They are not allowed to help you with the homework. But let's say you're taking a similar question, like homework question, and then ask them how to do it. They will help you with that. And it's actually very helpful, even though you don't think it's helpful, but actually it is because it's like private tutoring. It's not one-to-one, but as long as you ask them any questions, they'll help you. No calculators are allowed. Tutoring is available on the second floor of this building. And if you have any disability, like learning disability or any other type of disability where you need extra time for your exam and quizzes, make sure give me the ID card you have from your, actually you don't have to give me anything. Go to the second floor on the disability center, accessibility center, show them your proof that you need extra time, and then they will let me know that you need extra time. If you need extra time, then I can extend your quiz time on my MATLAB based on your requirement. And for in-class exam, you're going to take your in-class exam with them for a longer time. In here, our exam will be 2 hours. With them, we'll have more than 2 hours. More than actually 3 hours. Cheating is really discouraged. Try not to cheat. If I catch you cheating, I'll take your exam and you're going to have 0 in the exam, regardless of how much you have completed until I took your exam. Okay? So try not to do that. Here is a calendar I put together. Believe it or not, we have only 32 meeting days. In these 32 meeting days, there will be 26 lecture days and 6 exam days. So 5 in-class exam and final exam, 6 exam days. We're not going to learn anything new, but we have 26 days to learn 46 sections or something, or 32 sections, I forgot. So you can see anytime you don't know when our next exam is, you can always look at the syllabus. Our first exam will be on 12th, the second one will be on 26th, then July 10, 24, and the last one is August. Fifth one is August 7th, and finally is August 14th. So all the exam dates are there. And this is what we have from the department. Department wants us to give me the first exam after chapter 3 and 4, and then second exam 5 and 6. But from my experience, I can never follow that schedule. Okay. So whatever we are going to cover until 9 or 10th, our exam will be based on that. Okay, so 9 or 10th, I'm not sure whatever going to come up till here. Our exam will be on that. I already posted the review sheet. Whatever you didn't understand, you can go over that on your PLT Wednesday, and your result will be on passing. So all the exams are on passes because you can meet your PLT leaders before the exam and ask them anything you need help with. Any question? Comments? Concern? Okay, so this is the syllabus. My head is hurting. Now under pre-lecture notes, I posted our lecture materials both in PDF and Word version. So whatever we have here, I'm going to go over that in class. And the review sheet, also I have in both format, PDF in Word. To make it bigger, you can click on the 4 arrows. Okay, so the review sheet doesn't have any solution or any answer. Why not? Because all the questions here, I took them from our lecture materials. So whatever I'm going to go over in class, all those questions are from there. So if you want to see the solutions and the answers, all you have to do is look at your notebook, or you can look through the recording. I record my lectures and make them available. This playlist is from my last semester. From today, I'm going to make a new recording, new playlist for our class. So for the materials in our class, you can find all the materials in our playlist. And to view all the lectures, you can go to YouTube. If you click on that thingy, the link, oops, not here. If you click on that link, it will take you to the playlist from last semester. I'm not going to update that. For our class, the lecture materials you'll find when you go to the main page and under playlist. I don't have any playlist here, so I'm going to create a playlist. It will be here, and it will say 1023 summer 25. Okay. So this is spring. I just taught this class, so teaching it again is kind of boring. But once you want to study ahead, if you want to study ahead, you can look at the materials I have taught here. Every sections I covered last semester in this class are here already. So you can watch this, or you can watch today's recording, or recording for your semester for the summer. Any question? Comments, concern, complaint? Nothing yet? So what are the lecture? We are going to cover from chapter 3 is section 3.2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll start with 3.2. If you don't see the board, please move to this side if you can't hear me well. So we are starting with lines. And we have 3 formats of lines. We can write the line in standard form, where we have the format ax plus by equals c. A, B, C, all these are real numbers, no imaginary numbers. Or we can write the same line in slope intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. It's called slope intercept because you can see the slope, which is in front of the x, and you can see the intercept, the y-intercept b. That's why it's called slope intercept. Or we can write the same line in point slope format. It's called point slope because in this format, we have a point x1, y1, and also we have the slope. So same line, we can write 3 different ways. Depending on what we are doing, each formats are helpful. For example, let's say you're finding x and y intercept. Then this format is the best. Let's say you're finding y-intercept and the slope. Then this format is the best. Or let's say you're writing a line, equation of a line, with some given information. For example, if they give you 2 points and ask you, hey, write the equation of the line, this format is the best. Or if they gave you slope or slope and y as 1 point and ask you to write the equation of the line, this format is the best. So depending on what you're going to do with your lines, all of them are helpful in some scenarios, in some cases. Well, we have so many types of equations. Among all the equations, how do you know that they're linear? So how do you identify linear equations? To identify linear equations, there are 2 ways you can do it. In one way is the shortcut. Just write your line into x plus b equals c, y or y equals mx plus b format. As long as you can write the equation in these 2 formats, that means it's a line. Or if you don't want to do that, then you can have another method. Observe the power on the x and y. As long as the power on the x and y is 1 or 0, 0 means you don't see the variable, and 1 means y or x. And you can solve for either one of them, either x or y. And when you solve for one of them, the other one cannot be on the denominator. If these 3 conditions satisfies, then yes, the equation you have represents a line. For example, here, the first one says negative x equals 3y plus 10. So the shortcut says just rearrange them into one of these. If you can, it's a line. If you cannot, then it's not a line. So for A, can we rearrange that so that it falls into one of these 2? Great, we can. So let's see. If we subtract 3y from both sides, give me 1 second. If you subtract 3y from both sides, we get negative x minus 3y equals 10. So it follows the format ax plus by equals c. It's too light to ticker. So we have a is -1, b is -3, c is 10. All of these are real numbers. So yes, we can rewrite this line so that it becomes this format of the line, the standard form. Since we can rewrite as a standard form, so yes, this is an equation of a line. We can easily identify that. How about B? Positive, negative doesn't matter. The main thing is the formats. If A and B, they could be positive number, negative number, fraction, whole number, decimal number, anything. The main thing is formats. X has a number in the front, Y has a number in the front, and it's equals to a number alone. So here, my X is a negative, Y is a negative, it doesn't matter. As long as X and Y together, and there's something in the front, it's a line. How about B? What do you think about B? Is it a line or not a line? It is a line. How do you know it's a line? Great. You can add the 3y to both sides. So you get 5x plus 3y equals 0, which is same as ax plus by equals c. Okay. We can bring x and y next to one another. What number we have in front of them, it doesn't matter. We don't care. As long as they have power 1 and we can put them together and the other side is a constant, we are fine. We are satisfied. The second one is also a line. Now comes a little bit different format. Y equals -1. What do you think about that one? Is it a line or not a line? Not a line? Why do you think it's not a line? There is no x. But what if I write this? 0x plus 1y equals -1. Will I be wrong if I write this way? 0x means how many x we have?
Class is the function class, so I think it is line. If it was x equals -1, that would be a line.
No, x equals -1 is a line.
I guess they're both lines.
See, line, I'm talking about line, not function. You're talking about function. Function comes 3.6. You're doing 3.2 on this, section 3.2. So all of these are line. When you don't have any x, no problem, you can put 0x. 0x means no x, right? 0 times anything is nothing. So we can rewrite this line as 0x plus y equals -1. Now, does it look like a line? Does it follow this format? See, we have ax plus by equals c. So yes, as long as you can put x and y together, the coefficients doesn't matter. Now comes some interesting ones. x squared plus 2y equals 0. What do you think? Is it a line? Why not?
I don't think it's a linear.
Why not? Great. In order to be a line, your x and y is still 1 power. But what power x is here? 2. Because of this, power is not 1. So it's not a line. It doesn't follow the format. It's x plus by. It's x squared plus y. It's not a line. How about the next one? X equals 3. It is a line because we can rewrite this as a x plus 0y equals 3. There is no y means we have 0y. So it follows the format. Ax plus by equals c. As long as it follows this format, we don't care about the coefficients. It's a line. How about the last one? X equals y cubed. Is it a line or not a line? Why not? Because of the exponent. Y has more than 1 power. In order to be a line, we cannot have more than 1 power. So power is not 1. So not a line. Guess what? All of these are homework questions. So I'm kind of helping you doing the homework. Oh, I forgot to tell you the most important thing. My math lab. Let me go back to our original one. What? Okay, so my math lab. All the homework and quizzes will be in my math lab. To access my math lab, you just go to the homework and then you see my math lab. Click on that. If you already have access from last semester or semester before that, then it will simply take you there. And if you don't have the access, you have to buy it new. So if you do have the access, all you have to do is go to the assignments. And if you're doing it for the first time this semester, it will show you this. No, thank you. Go to my course. Even though you don't see my name, this is our supervisor. So every account is under his name. You go there. And then you will see all the homework. All the homeworks are on the top and all the quizzes are on the bottom. In order to take quizzes, you have to have at least 80% of the homework. If you don't have 80%, then you cannot take the quizzes. So first, take the quizzes. We are doing section 3.2. So section 3.2, once you're done with that, is go to the quiz and see, can you take the quiz? You cannot because 3.2 and 3.5, they're together. So once you're done with 3.5, then you can take this quiz. So first you have to do the homework 3.2 and 3.5. Once you're done with the homework, come here and take quizzes. Or you can simply go here and click on each one of them to take the homework. And to take quizzes, see 41 sections. We are going to cover 41 sections. So you'll have 41 homework. To take quizzes, you can simply click here and then you can take quizzes. Usually I forget to change the due dates. So even if you don't see, not here. Even if you don't see the due dates are near, but still after we finish every section in class, make sure to do the homework and quizzes. Whether I tell you or not that we have homework due, okay? Homework and quizzes are your responsibility, not mine. So I'm going to finish the lecture here and then I'll tell you that 3.2 is done. Now go do your homework tonight. So you have to do the homework every night, okay? We are going to cover mostly sections every day because they're 2 hours, so you can finish them. So you have homework every day. And summer classes are very, very, very intensive. If you think you don't have time for this class or you are not serious about passing this class, please don't waste your time as well as my time. Just drop the class if you're not serious enough. Summer class requires a lot of attention. So you have to do the homework every day. You have to be here in class. You have to learn your materials because we are going to go very fast. Every day, 2 hours is not a joke, okay? We are going to finish so many materials every day. And if you're missing one day, it means you're missing so many materials. So if you're taking it for the first time, you will be completely lost unless you're a very smart person. Okay? So if you know yourself, if you know your limit, that you cannot handle the stress, drop it before they take all the money. I think if you drop on the first day, they will take you 50% or 70%. And then the more delay you do, the less money you get from your refunds. So I'm just warning you. Okay, so all these questions you see, you will see them again under 3.2 homework if you do them tonight. And now we are going to do graphing. We learned which equations are linear equations, and we want to know how to graph them. Well, there are 3 methods. The first one is not so good, but I'm going to show you anyway. The first method is by plotting points, which we learned in middle school or somewhere. When you plot points, you solve for y, and then you replace x with a number, any number, and then you find your y. This is not a good method. Actually, it is a good method for linear function. It's not a bad method. It's a good method for other functions like cubic functions or square function or something like those. But for line, you just need 2 points. As long as you have 2 points, you can connect them with a straight line and you can draw the line. So how do you use it? Let's do one example from the homework. It says we have x minus 2y equals 3. Use 3 ordered pair to graph this line. Okay, no problem. So in order to find the 3 ordered pair, first we need to know what is y or what is x, anything. X equals, oops. We have, come on. Now what? What's here? What's not there? X minus 2y equals 3. You have 2 ways of doing it. Either solve for y or solve for x, one of them. Here, Since my x is already alone, so we can solve for x here. To solve for x, we can add the 2y to both sides. So we get x equals 2y plus 3. Or if you want to solve for y, we can also do that. We have x minus 2y equals 3. To solve for y, we need to subtract x from both sides first. So we get negative 2y equals negative x plus 3. And then I each of them by negative 2. So we get y equals x over 2 minus 3/2. You can solve for one of them. It doesn't matter which one of them. And then we are going to find the three order pairs. Since this one doesn't require any fraction, so I would like to use the first one. We have y, and we have x equals 2y plus 3. So we can pick any y, any number, and when we place here, do the math, we get that value. So what number you only pick? Any number for y. Pick anything. Good, 0. When y is 0, our x is 2 times 3. What is 2 times 0? So we have 0 plus 3, which is 3. So the ordered pair, when you write the ordered pair, we have to write them x first and then y. So what is the ordered pair here? Then we have x equals 3, and what's the y value? 0. So ordered pair here is 3, y 0, 3, 0. You cannot write 0, 3 because your first number has to be the x value, not the y. So we found one of them. Now let's do it 2 more times. How do you get 3? So we picked our y to be 0. If y is 0, then we have 2 times 0 plus 3, because this is our x. So x is 2 times 0 plus 3, but 2 times 0 is 0. So x is 0 plus 3, which is 3. Let's pick another number. Anything for y. 1. So when y is 1, our x is 2 times 1 plus 3. What is 2 times 1? 2. So we have 2 plus 3. What is 2 plus 3? 5. So what is our ordered pair now?
5.
X is 5, y is 1. So 5, 1. And now our last number. What do you want to pick for y? Minus 3. If y is minus 3, our x is 2 times negative 3 plus 3. This is my 3. It looks weird. So what is 2 times negative 3? Negative 6. And we have negative 6 plus 3. What is negative 6 plus 3? -3. So this time, what is our order here? -3, -3. And they asked us to find 3 of them. We found 3 of them. And now they want us to graph, plot them so that you can have a line. So first point is 3, 0. 1, 2, 3, 0. So you go to 3, and then 0 means you're not going anywhere. You stop. 3, 0. The second point says go to 5 units and then go up 1. So this is 3, 4, 5. I should erase this. And then up 1, let's say here. So this is 5, 1. And lastly, it's -3, -3. So you're going -1, -2, -3 on the left side of the x, and -1, -2, -3 on the downside. -3, -3. All of you know how to plot points, right? Is there anybody who needs help plotting points? So -3 means you're going to x on the negative direction and y on the negative direction. Once you have your 3 points, now you take your ruler and then connect all of them with a straight line. So this is the equation you have. X minus 2y equals 3. Any question? So this is the video what you learned in the middle school. I think we learned this in the middle school, right? Plot points to graph lines. Yeah. A memory refresher from the middle school. Any questions so far? Okay, the next question is also from the homework. You try it. It says graph both equations on the same plane and then observe their relationship. Are they going upward or downward? Are they same line or different line? Do they have same x-intercept? Do they go to the same x and y value or different x and y value? So first graph them and then observe them. So go ahead, do it. Who has the sign-in sheet? Did everybody sign in the sign-in sheet? Okay, oops. Plot points, at least 2 points. Plot them, both of them, and then observe the relationship. The 2 lines are y equals 5x and y equals 5x minus 4. Everybody else signed in? The one is Liliana, Anda, Kay, Chanel, Exona. How do you pronounce your name? Exona. Okay. Maria, okay. Mariam, John, or John or Sean? Is it S or J?
Sorry?
Is it S or J?
J.
J, okay. So John, right?
Yeah.
Kayla, Eliza, Martin, Matthew. Is it Matthew? Come on, I think for you sign. Kelsey Strauss. Tamara's last name? Calisios. Calisios. Calisios, right? Ashley, Axel, Angel, Asim, Christopher, Basim, and Kitty, right? You don't have to work alone, you can talk to your neighbors, share your ideas. Thank you. It is almost ready. Why is it paper? Why is it notebook?
I got locked out in my apartment today, so I figured maybe my laptop would do okay for today, but since it's class policy, I'm just kind of rocking it, you know.
Okay.
But
Do you
tomorrow,
have a pen or pencil, anything?
Hmm?
Do you have any pen or pencil, anything?
yeah, but unfortunately I didn't have my book. So tomorrow I'm gonna have a.
Okay.
It's a
All right, let's see.
sure.
Go ahead.
Um,
Which one you're doing, 5x or 5x minus 4?
I'm sorry?
Which one you're doing, 5x or 5x minus 4?
Well, they're both parallel lines.
So let's do this, y equals.
Yeah.
Let's say we have a column for x, one column for y equals 5x, and this is point. And then let's say another column for y equals 5x minus 4, and the points. Okay. Go ahead, pick one number for x.
For x be 0.
Okay, this becomes 5 times 0, which is
0.
so point is
1.00 goes through the origin of the
0,
axis.
0. And how about this one? 5 times 0 minus 4 minus 4. So the point we have?
It's 0 minus 4.
0 minus 4. And let's do 2 points instead of 3. 1. This is 5 times 1.
Y is 5.
5. So point.
It would be 1, 5.
1, 5. And for the next one, y equals 5 times 1 minus 4.
1. Y is 1.
5 minus 4, which is 1. So our point now becomes
0, 1.
really, what is your x value?
Oh, wait, sorry. It would be 1,
1, 1. So for the first one, we have 0, 0. And then 0, 1, sorry. 1, 5. So my x is 1. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. If we draw y equals 5x. For the other one, let me change color to green. We have 0, negative 4. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4 here. And the other one is, this is 0, negative 4. And the other one is 1, 1. Why the ink is so thin? So 1, 1 is here. I don't have scaled. This one is y equals 5x minus 4. So drawing both of them on the same xy plane, what do you observe? How the graphs are similar or different? Do we have same graph or different graph? Different. Do we have them upward or downward? Upward means when you go from your left side to the right side, you are going up. So is this an upward graph or downward graph? Upward. Do they have same x? Do they go to the same x and y value or different x and y value? Obviously different, right? This is 0, 0. This is 0, negative 4. Even though the x is same, but the y is different. This one is 1, 5, but this one is 1, 1. The same x, but the y's are different. So they got two different points. In reality, they are actually parallel line. Parallel lines. So in your homework, they'll ask you all these questions. First, you're going to plot points. Then you're going to graph them. And then they'll ask you a bunch of questions about them. You're going to answer them. Any question? I believe, yep. With this, we are done with section 3.2. We are done with one section. So when you go to the homework, you'll see around 10 to 15 questions. Do them please 2 minutes. The next section is 3.3, that's me about intercepts. We have two types of intercepts. So intercepts are the points through which the graph goes through or touches the x and y. Means we have two types of axes, x and y. So we have two types of intercepts, x-intercepts and y-intercepts. A line can have at most one x-intercept and one y-intercept. We cannot have more than that. That's because we have x with power 1 and 1 with power 1. So we can have only one crossing. Now the points through which it goes to the x-axis, we call that x-intercept. And through the point it goes to the y-axis, we call them y-intercept. X-intercept has a format some number for x. So any number for x and y always has to be 0. Why? Because look at the x-axis. In the x-axis, this is x-axis. In the x-axis, our y is actually 0. Above, we have y equals 1. Below, we have y equals -1. But exactly on the x-axis, our y is 0. So if you are finding x-intercept, your y has to be 0. X-intercepts are points through which you're crossing the x-axis. Similarly, y-intercept has a format 0 for y, 0 for x, and your y could be anything. So this is our y-axis. In the y-axis, our x is actually 0. On the left side, our x are negative. On the right side, our x is positive. So exactly on the y-axis, our x has to be 0. That's why if you cross your y-axis through somewhere on the y-axis, that means your x has to be 0 and your y has a number. What happened to my graph here? Let's something like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. And let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so in these examples, we are going to find x and y intercepts. Let's start with x-intercepts. X-intercepts are the points we cross the x-axis. So we're crossing our x-axis through the green point. So our x-intercept is x equals what number? 1. But we actually like them to write as a point format. So if you write them as a point format, how are you going to write them? 1, 0, perfect. So we have 1 here for x, and we're not moving up or down, so our y has to be 0. Now let's do the y-intercept. And let's pick a different color, purple. Y-intercept is where we are crossing the y-axis. So we are crossing the y-axis through y value what? What's the y value when you're crossing the y-axis? -1 or -1. But if you want to write them as a point, how are you going to write y equals -1 as a point format? What's the x value here? 0. and y is -1. So see, y-intercept is a format x is 0, y is a number. So x has to be 0, and y is the y value we have. X-intercept has the format x is a number, y is 0. So x, we are going to x value 1, but y is 0. So for x-intercept, y is 0. For y-intercept, x is 0. Any question? Okay, who would like to be my volunteer for the next one? Finding both x and y intercepts. Any volunteer?
First x-intercept is -2, (0). Second one is 2, 0. The y-intercept for origin 0, 0.
And see, since you're crossing the x-axis here, so you have 0, 0 for x-intercept as well. So you have.
You're right, that's an actual.
Y-intercept, we are crossing only once, 0, 0. But for x, we are crossing the x-axis 3 times. One is here, one is here, and one is there. So you have to have 3 x-intercepts. Any question? Who would like to be my volunteer for the next one? The circle. Perfect. -3, 0, which is here, and 3, 0, which is here. Perfect. Now comes the y-intercept. 0, 3, 0, -3. Wonderful. So y-intercepts are where you're crossing the y-axis. X-intercepts are where you're crossing the x-axis. And whatever you're crossing, that has a number, other one has to 0. Question? I have 2 more. 3 more. Let's say this is 1, 2, 1, 2, and that one doesn't need anything. Interesting ones. What's the x-intercept? Volunteer. Any volunteer? It doesn't have any x-intercept because you are not crossing the x-axis. This is our x-axis. Do you see the graph crossing the x-axis anywhere? So, none. We do not have any x-intercepts. However, we do have y-intercepts. What's the y-intercept? 0, 2. So you're crossing the y-axis here, which is the y value 2, so our x-axis is 0. Great, you got it. How about the next one? Volunteer for the next one. If you don't volunteer voluntarily, I will be Ashley. Next one. Perfect. So this is the x-axis, so it's 2, 0. We are crossing here. And the y-intercept? None. This is the y-axis, but you're not crossing the y-axis. Since you're not crossing it, there is none. Any question from anyone? Is there anybody who did not understand why it's none? Don't be shy. I'm here to help you. We need x and y intercept throughout the semester. We're going to learn them. Question? Okay, the last one. The easiest one. So you're crossing here, right? So what's the x value here? 0, 0. And are you crossing x-axis anywhere else? So this is the x-axis. Are you crossing x-axis anywhere else besides 0, 0? No, right? So you have only one x-intercept. Now how about the y-intercept? So if this is your y-axis, and you are crossing here, what is your y-axis? What is your y-intercept? What's the y value here? You have the exact same x and y intercept. 0, 0. See, when you're crossing here, if x is 0 and y is 0. So you have both x-intercept 0 and y-intercept 0. They are the same, just like we did here. When you cross here, we are crossing through the origin. So x is 0, also y is 0. So you have the same thing for both of them, x and y. So anytime we go to the origin, our x and y intercept are the same number. Besides the origin, everywhere else, they're different. But only at the origin, both x and y have the same intercepts. Question. Okay. Now, how about finding out x and y intercepts from the equations? Oh, that's easy. All you have to do is whatever you're finding, set the other one to 0. Like here, when you found the y-intercept or x is 0, when you found the x-intercept or y is 0. Do the same thing for the equation. If you're finding x-intercept, set y to be 0, solve for x. If you're finding the y-intercept, set x to be 0, find the y. That will give you y-intercept. And how do you use them? You plot the x-intercept on the x-axis, y-intercept on the y-axis, and graph them. That's it. Okay. Now, among all those questions we did today, this is the very first one you're going to see in the final exam. This is the final exam question. In the final exam, you're going to graph a line where you have to find the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and the graph of the line. So you're going to see the same question in the final exam with different numbers and different format could be. But the same thing, find the x-intercept, y-intercept, and then graph. So let's say we are finding x-intercept first. The rule says 3, 0, x-intercept? No.
The y-intercept. 0, 3.
So for x-intercept, we set y equals 0 and we solve for x. It means x plus 5y, y to 0 means the entire 5y get vanished. When y is 0, 5 times 0 is 0. it means the y disappears. So you're left with 3x equals 15. And when I say solve for x, means get the x alone. To get the x alone, what do you have to do? By 3. Divide both sides by 3. We get x equals 5. So we have x-intercept 5. We need the point. They want point formats. So x is 5. What's the y here? 0. To find the y-intercept, we do the exact same thing but opposite way. We set x to be 0 and solve for y. So 3x plus 5y equals 15. When you set y to be 0, x to be 0, this entire term becomes 0. So there is no more x term. It disappears. And we get 5y equals 15. Solve for y. What do you need to do? By 5. Now this time we divide by 5. So we get y equals 5 goes to 15 how many times? 3. But they want us to write point format. So for this y, how much is our x? 0. So 0 is x, y is 3. Go ahead.
Find any intercept, we just plug in
Other one has to be 0.
like 0 and solve it. Thank you.
Or you can simply erase the other one, the other term, and solve for whatever you're solving for.
What do you mean, sorry?
So you're finding x-intercept. We didn't need the y term. So erase the y term. Inter y term, just erase it.
Okay,
And then solve for x.
okay.
And lastly, they want us to graph. Do I have page? Oh, I do. To graph, we place x-intercept on the x-axis. So x is 5. So let's say this is 5. And y-intercept on the y-axis. Let's say this is y. And then connect them with a straight line. This is 3x plus 5y equals 15. So in the final exam, we have to do all 3 things. X-intercept, point format, y-intercept, point format, and graph. Any question? Are you sure you guys have no questions? Okay, then let's see how much you understood. Try this for yourself. Find the x-intercept, y-intercept, and graph. You don't have to work alone. You can work with your neighbors. It is 2x minus 6y equals 12. How about 5 people are missing on the first day? 25 students signed up for this class. And 5 are missing already. Why do you B, why did what time? Time. Hey, you guys are promising. Is that a professional audio? I don't need audio. How do I get to the piece? Okay. So to find the x-intercept, we don't need the y. So we simply write 2x equals 12. To find the y-intercept, we don't need the x. So we write 6y with the negative sign equals 12. And then we solve. We need to divide by 2 here. and divide by -6 here. That tells us our x is 6 and our y is -2. But they like the point format. So 6, 0, and here -0, -2. Then we go to the x and y axis. Let's say this is 6, and let's say this is -2. We plot them and connect it to a straight line. That's it. So from the 30 final exam questions, I give you one of them. The very first final exam question. And with this, you're done at 3.3. So we finished the sections already. Make sure to do the homework on those 2 sections tonight. Now we are going to 3.4. 3.4 talks about a little bit more than intercepts. When we have a line, we have a slope. And the slope tells us what types of line we have. So what is the slope? Slope is the steepness when you go from left side to the right side. How steeply you are going from left to the right. Are you going very steep, little steep, or no steepness at all? That tells us what type of line we have. So we can find the slope for 2 points using this formula. In this formula, they are saying that all you have to do is to measure your steepness, see the differences of the y's and differences of the x's. So let's say you have a point here and a point there. Let's say this point is x1, y1, and this point is x2, y2. To see how steepness between these 2 points, you take the differences of the y values, and which is delta y, and you take the differences of the x values, and you divide the difference of the y by difference of the x. That will tell you what is your slope or how steep the lines, the 2 points are in the line. The formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Means difference of the y's divided by difference of the x's. It means you measure your height and you divide it by the distance from the 2 points. Now we have 4 types of slope because we have 4 types of lines. We have positive slope, negative slope, no slope, or zero slope. Positive slope means when you walk from the left side to the right side, you are moving in a positive direction. When you walk from the left to the right, you have a positive slope. It means you're moving upward. So from this point to this point, first you're moving up and then moving right. Moving up and then moving right. So moving up is a positive, moving right is positive. So positive slope means we are increasing. We are going upwards. Negative slope means you have a negative number for your slope. It means when you go from left side to the right side, you are actually going down. So let's say if you want to go from here to here, first you go down. Down means you're going to the negative direction, and then you're moving right. From here, you're going down and then moving right. So that's why it's negative slope. You're moving down and then right, down and then right. So we have a decreasing line. Then we have a zero slope. Did you observe that we actually walk mostly on a zero slope or with a zero slope? Because when you move from left side to right side, we are not going up or down, we are going in a straight line. If you don't go up or down, you don't have any slope. I mean, you don't have any positive or negative direction. You're going in a straight line. So it's a zero slope. straight. You're going straight from left to the right. Zero slope. And then we have a weird slope, undefined. Undefined slope, it means you are not even moving left to right. In order to have a slope, the condition is you have to walk from the left side to the right side. But look at this type of line. If you draw this line, you're not moving left to the right, you are moving straight up and down. Since you're not moving from left to the right, you cannot have any slope. So positive slope means the line is increasing. Negative slope means the line is decreasing. Zero slope means it's a horizontal line, straight horizontal line. And no slope or undefined slope means a vertical line where you don't move from left to the right. So zero slope is 0 over some number. When you find slope using 2 points, the answer will be something like 0 on the top and a number on the bottom. That will give you zero slope, means a horizontal line. For undefined, it's the other way around. You have a number on the numerator, but 0 on the denominator. If they give you 2 points, for example, if they give you 5, 2, and let's say 5, 7, the slope that goes through between these 2 points is undefined. Because the change in the x, how much we have changed in the x? 0. So when the 0 is the denominator, it's undefined, we don't know. But the example for this one will be other around 2, 5, and 7, 5. Now here, change in the axis is 7 minus 2, so we have a number here. But look at change in the y's. 5 minus 5 is 0. So if you have 0 on the top, the answer is 0, so you have a horizontal line. But when you have 0 on the bottom, the answer is undefined. That means you have a vertical line. Question? Now, this is your second finalism question. In the final exam, they will give you 2 points and ask you to find the slope that goes through the line, find the slope of the line that goes through the squares. So all you have to do is start with the formula. Change in the y means y2 minus y1 divided by change in the x's. So x2 minus x1. So yep, you have to memorize this formula. Y over x. Now let's say the first square is x1, y1. The second one is x2, y2. You can switch them, but if you do, you can only switch the order here. So you cannot switch x here and y here. If you switch, you have to switch both of them. So y2 is -3, and you're subtracting y1, which is 15. Then you're looking at the axis. X2 is 10, and you're subtracting x1, which is 12. What is -3 minus 15? -18. And what is 12 minus 10 minus 12? -12. What happens to the negative on the top, negative on the bottom? Cancel out. And 2 goes to 18. 9 times. So what type of line we have here? Increasing, decreasing, horizontal, vertical. Positive line that is going upwards. Question. And then there are few. Try them. Find the equation, find the slope that goes through the 2 points. Slope of the line that goes through the 2 points. A and B. And I believe I have. Are you already done or thinking? Done? But the formula is wrong. The y over 2 is the x. So it is kind of 2 the y over 2 is the x. So 1 minus, oh, the minus 1 is the product. So 3. Real. Remember, this minus that.
Oh.
Now, no, I didn't know. So why? Okay. I think not too long. I think that is all. I don't want to put it into the next. If I don't think it's wrong, we get 1 point less. 1.5. What is 0 or 5 from the test? 0. Always think like 1 5. One kind of right? 2 minus what? I do really want this minus that, right? So 3 minus the property of down no, that's good. And you 3 minus what do you mean? You know, two of the things like the three and then but 1 to 6 at the top of the line. Then how can the whole number cancel the whole number? Now we just do that. And what is 0 over 5? one theta plus 3. Theta negative, right? Negative 3 minus 3. In positive 6. Oh. Maybe your species in the denominator twice. Then how can you have a golden right side? The denominator is bigger. Denominator bigger than subtraction. The one. This is on the bottom, right? The 2 you're dividing on the bottom. Then how can you answer in the numerator? One. This by 2, this by 2. What do you do? Then problem. What is 0 over 5? Oh, 0. You have to write it as 0.
Thank you.
Very good. What about you? -1. The negative has to be positive. The 3 plus 3. So, I think 15. This is negative 2, 5. And then 3, 5. I think 2 of 15 is negative 2. What is negative minus 1?
Thank you, Professor.
Bye.
Oh,
It's one side. So you simplify.
So,
Find this negative. This is negative, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's negative. Try the next one. Your numbers are different than mine.
Oh.
B. Zero, perfect. How about this one? If you divide by 2, what do you have? What is negative to divide by 2? I didn't see anyone here, so. And how about next one? Big circle. It's zero the numerator and say 0. No, not. You're 0. I get 0 or so when it's simplified, do it this way. Divide is like 2 and 9 is going to. And also the negative side, negative plus 6. This is negative, positive 6. Yeah. Positive 6, negative 2. And what do you have answer? What is 2 negative 2? Negative 2. This fraction, right? Negative derivative is 1 and big derivative is 3. It's negative 1 over 3. Not whole number. Fraction negative 2. Same problem. The 6 is bigger than the denominator. But how can you have a whole number? If you do this way, we're dividing both top and bottom by 2. What is negative to divide by 2? So, it's a fraction. Yeah, this is positive. 3 plus 3. Oh, this one. The negative doesn't matter. The top and the bottom.
No, so this one's 0, but this one.
Negative 1 5. Negative 1 5.
Oh, okay.
Everything. Everything. Always. I think it's big. No, I haven't done it. 2005. Yeah. 005. Yeah, 005. Goodbye, everyone. Lec1. See you all tomorrow at the same time. About 5. And I think 005.
When it's divided, how does it go?
How the plus